The AI overviews are taking away most clicks.
Those rigid keyword-stuffed articles just don't cut it anymore.
Gen AI is changing how people search and discover content. EEAT signals are becoming way more crucial.
The search behavior is evolving. With the introduction of these AI tools, people are getting direct answers whether they are from ChatGPT, Bing, Google, Grok, or whatever. So even if you're ranking at the top of Google, you are still below these AI curated answers, and only if people want to dive more into the topic, they will click through those mentioned links. The fact is, most of these searches ended up with 0 clicks. And that's why most site owners are seeing an increase in impressions, but their clicks are going down. It does look bleak, but only if you look at it through the lens of traditional SEO and try to rank for those 10 blue links. One thing is certain, if you do not evolve, you'll be left behind fast. That's why we are here to share with you some new age SEO advice so that you can keep your business and website ahead of the curve. Let's go. Clicks are dropping, AI answers are rising, and if you don't adapt your SEO, your traffic graph is going to flatline. And here's how you can stay ahead. Now, you may have heard Neil Patel coining the term SEO as Search Everywhere Optimization, but the concept has been around for many years. Although Google still dominates the search market, more and more people are using platforms like Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, TikTok, and even AI chatbots like ChatGPT to find information, get product recommendations, and discover new brands. Don't believe it? Just take a look at your Google Analytics. You might already be getting referral traffic from ChatGPT, Perplexity, and other AI tools. Think about it. Not everyone wants to read a blog post. Some people would rather watch a 60-second video, scroll through a helpful carousel on Instagram, or listen to someone explain a product on TikTok. So if you run a small business, an e-commerce store, or a website, here's what you can do to appear everywhere your customers might be looking. Step 1 is to identify where your customers are coming from. You can visit your Google Analytics and click on Reports. And then under your business objectives, you want to look for traffic acquisition. Following that, you want to switch this filter to Session Source Medium. And from here, you will see where most of your customers are coming from. If you notice that people are discovering your business through Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok, that's your cue. You should start creating short videos that meet your audience right where they are. Your website acts as a base for people to visit. Step 2 is to identify what your customers might be interested in. Like if you are a yoga instructor looking for clients on TikTok, you could visit TikTok's Keyword Insights tool and search for keywords like yoga. And it will tell you keywords that are related to it. The tool will give you all these insights for you to know if it is worth creating content about it. And you can even see videos that others have made for inspiration. Other than that, you can use tools like keyword2.io to find relevant keywords on all these different platforms. Simply enter a seed keyword like yoga for beginners, and it will provide you with a list of related keywords. But of course, if you need the data, you will need to subscribe to the Pro version. But I would say this is a great tool for keyword ideation. And then you can also rely on ChatGPT or Manus AI to generate a list of high-intent keywords that your customers might be searching for. And with that list, you can go to Google Keyword Planner and find their average monthly search volume. There are more users for the Google Keyword Planner, and if you need a tutorial on that, you can check out this video right here. But once you have figured out what your customers are interested in, the final step is for you to create a content based on what your customers are interested in. If you have RankMath installed on your site, you can visit its Content AI module and use one of the many AI tools to create content for different platforms. We recommend creating one piece of comprehensive long-form content on a specific topic or keyword, like a blog post or a YouTube video, and then from there repurpose it into multiple short-form videos, carousels, infographics, social media posts, or whatever. And that allows you to show up in places that your audience is spending time, not just on the search engines. Don't forget to engage on forums like Reddit and Quora as well. Especially if you run a business, search for subreddits that mention your brand name, and from there, start engaging on those threads. The reason for that is not only for engagement and brand recognition, but also because nowadays, Google shows threads from Reddit in their search results. And they even dedicate a section called Discussions and Forums for related threads or queries to appear on search. So it is not something that you should ignore, especially when your brand name is mentioned. Other than appearing everywhere, you can influence AI search engines to mention your website. llms.txt is a proposed standard to help websites communicate directly with large language models like ChatGPT, Perplexity, Claude, and others. The text file can include your most important pages, allowing LLMs to quickly understand what your website is about and hence influencing AI platforms to mention your website. You can create the text file directly on your website's root folder and name it as llms.txt. And if you are a RankMath user, even the free version, you don't need to touch your web hosting account. You can simply turn on the LLMS text module and the text file is automatically created for you. And then you can have RankMath automatically add content to the file, or you can customize to only add the important pages to the file. This is part of something called the Generative Engine Optimization. We have created a tutorial to help you understand how to create and customize the LLMS text file at your will. So feel free to check out this video right here. The link is in the description. I think at this point, unless something is new to the market, AI platforms and traditional search engines already have information on almost every subject under the sun. So you shouldn't be focusing on creating informational content unless it is something new like an industry report or it is used for attracting backlinks or list building. You should be focusing on keywords or topics that may lead to a sale or for customer satisfaction. For example, instead of writing another generic article like what is SEO, which has already been covered millions of times, you're better off creating content that targets someone who is ready to take action, like RankMath versus Yoast 2025 or Best AI File Recovery Software 2025. These types of topics naturally attract people who are getting closer to making a purchase decision. Another angle is customer satisfaction. Think about common questions that your customers ask and create content around those topics. Things like how to get the most out of your product name or troubleshoot guide for a specific issue. This not only improves retention and reduce support tickets, it also builds trust and help people remember your brand when they need you again. More and more businesses, products, and companies are being discovered by social platforms like TikTok, Instagram Reels, and YouTube Shorts due to their algorithms, for example, their For You page. So if your business or brand is not well known yet, you should spend some money on niche or micro influencers to have them talk about your products or services. This is one of the best ways for customers to discover your products and start searching for keywords related to your niche, business, or brand. It is a chicken and egg situation where people won't search for your brand until they have heard of it, but they won't hear about it unless you put your brand in front of them first. Makes sense, right? So if you have the budget, you definitely want to explore this. Do not purely rely on organic search traffic anymore. Now, you probably have heard of generative engine optimization, answer engine optimization, artificial intelligence optimization, etc. But they're all similar in nature. Let me put it this way. AI platforms like ChatGPT, Claude, Perplexity, etc., whenever they crawl web pages or get curated answers from traditional search engines, they spend tokens to perform the task. And there is something called token limit, which means they can only perform the task up to a certain limit, which means there is a chance that your 6,000 to 10,000 word article may not be read fully by the AI platforms, especially if there are no clear descriptive heading tags. So optimizing for GEO, AEO, or whatever means that you need to have clear descriptions for your H1, H2, or H3 heading tags. Even if your article is 3,000 to 10,000 words, which is very comprehensive, as long as you have headings with clear descriptions that separates the content, the AI can find answers easily without wasting tokens. And the first paragraph or the first 40 to 60 words after each of the heading tags should be optimized to answer the heading immediately. For example, in this case, the H2 heading tag is a question, what is a featured snippet? Right after that, you want to write a sentence or paragraph that immediately answers the question. For example, a featured snippet is a short answer Google pulls from a web page and displays at the top of the search results. It is clear and concise and without any fluff. Optimizing for AEO means you will optimize the first sentence or paragraph after each of these headings. This is an overlapping optimization for GEO, AEO, or whatever. More and more people are getting into voice search. ChatGPT has this dictate function, Perplexity has it as well, Amazon Alexa, Siri, Google Assistant. All these enable people to search for things with their voice, and they're getting pretty good at it. So it makes sense to optimize your written content for voice search, and by optimization, We have already talked about the first step, which is to optimize for short and concise answers. But the next step is to add a speakable schema to your content. If you are a RankMath Pro user, we have made it super easy for you. Let's say that you want to optimize this heading and the following paragraph for voice search. All you need to do is to click on this heading and then go to its block setting, expand the advanced setting, and in the additional CSS classes text field, you want to create a CSS class by giving it a name. Since the heading is paragraph snippets, we will use that description. Do not leave any spaces. Use a dash instead, and this can be whatever you want. It is just a description for your CSS class, but it is best to have a descriptive text. Now let's copy this, and then you want to click on the paragraph as well, and group this heading and paragraph into one CSS class. Next, you want to add the speakable schema. So you want to click on the RankMath tab and select schema. In the article schema, you want to click on edit. From here, you will see the enable speakable schema option. By default, it is disabled, but you want to enable it. And now you want to add the CSS class you have just created, so that those tags, the heading and paragraph, will have the speakable schema applied to it. So let's click on add property. And now we need to add a dot before the CSS class. That's the language of the search engines. And let's paste the class we have just created. You can create multiple CSS classes. For example, you see list snippets. You can create a CSS class for that. And all you need to do is to add a new property and add that class here. Simple as that. And now since we have added the speakable schema to the CSS class, let's click save for this post and save changes. Now you want to test if the schema works. Go to the page, right-click and select View Page Source. You want to hit Ctrl A to select everything and Ctrl C to copy the codes. And then go to the schema.org validator, select the code snippet option and paste the codes here. Now run the test. In the blog posting schema, we will see that the speakable schema is added to the CSS class. And that's how you optimize your content for voice search. If you want a deeper dive into this topic, you can check out this video right here. The link is in the description. Otherwise, we will go to the next. AI tools has been around for a while, but we still hear questions like, will Google punish AI-generated content? Does Google detect AI-generated articles? And so on. But do you know, Google believes in the power of AI to transform how we deliver content. They focus on the quality of content rather than how the content is produced. If you want to check out that document, we have left a link in the description, but the general rule is this. You can use AI to generate content, but human intervention is needed. Your content needs to demonstrate something called EEAT, and it's a concept that Google has been talking about for years. If you want to learn more about that, you can check out this video right here. But here's the thing. This is super important. The only way to stand out from the crowd, even if your website is new, is to provide information that is not already out there, such as new insights, examples others have missed, a fresh perspective, original data or case study, updated stats, and unique angles or subtopics. This is what we call information gain in SEO, and this is the currency of SEO in the AI era. Search engines and even AI platforms don't reward lengthy content or keyword stuffing. They reward value. So use AI tools but add your unique perspective. Businesses are already using AI to supercharge their content and marketing workflow, and the trend is growing. So you can use, for example, ChatGPT to create the content, or you can use our blog post wizard to write high quality long form content in seconds, so that you can quickly add your personal touch and insights before publishing. And as you know, there are a lot more other AI tools available to you as well. So don't be afraid of using AI tools to create content, but you need to make sure that the content genuinely helps your readers. At this point, AI platforms still rely on traditional search engines for answers, so traditional SEO shouldn't be discarded completely. You should still work on attracting quality and relevant backlinks, not just any types of backlinks. If a parenting website links to an SEO website, it is not relevant. If a website receives backlink from a low quality or spammy website, that is fine. But if it receives hundreds or thousands of them, that website will be judged. So backlinks build authority, but you also need to work on your internal links to build a solid site structure, which also helps with topical authority. And then you also want to optimize your content for these SEO checks. Make sure that the total SEO score is above 80 and add schema markups to your pages. In the new age of search, you should do traditional SEO for the primary purpose of being cited on AI platforms. Ranking on traditional search engines should be the secondary purpose. So if you're gonna start from scratch to learn SEO and market your business, spend 1 or 2 days and watch these videos to understand traditional SEO, and then couple that knowledge with what we share in this video, and you will have a solid marketing plan for your business. Give yourself a week to develop a marketing plan with no distractions. Let me show you something you probably already know. Let's say that you search for what are the best SEO plugins for WordPress on Perplexity. Check out what are their steps to derive their answer. They go through all these websites, and these websites are listed as their sources. And then go to a traditional search engine, Google, and search for best SEO plugins for WordPress. As we scroll through the results, are you seeing sites that are familiar? They are exactly the same, right? Which means your brand has a higher chance of being mentioned on the AI platforms if it is talked about on one or more of those top ranking articles. So if your brand is new and not well recognized yet, you want to first figure out what keywords are important to your business and you want to search for them. Then go through the top search results and see if they have mentioned your business or brand, especially for those listicle style keywords like best social media management tools or top yoga mat brands. If your brand name is not mentioned, you want to reach out to those sites and request that they add your brand name. Now, I have one bonus tip I want to share with you about exposing your brand. You know, nowadays when we watch a video, be it a long or a short video, we will usually read the comments, right? And that's where most our customers' attention are. For example, check out this video about the 13 content marketing tools. Personally, whenever I consume any content, I like to scroll through comments to read what others are saying, even if it is not our own videos. And then all of a sudden, you see a relevant comment that talks about another content marketing tool, and it isn't a link, which looks genuine. As a consumer, that will pique your interest, right? You will check out what that tool is about. So that gave me a thought that if your brand is new, you should also search for videos, infographics, or whatever that target the keywords you want to target, and leave relevant comments that would first help the content creator, which also helps the viewers, and finally help your brand gain exposure. I hope it helps. So what do you think about all these tips that we have just shared? Do you think they are useful? Let us know in the comments down below, and don't forget to smash that thumbs up. Our channel is all about helping you grow your search traffic, and if you haven't subscribed to us yet, consider doing so. This is Jack from RankMath. I'll see you in the next video.